dawn is breaking in southwest Florida, and it's about 40 degrees. The new garage is supposed to be delivered about 7 o'clock this morning. I had to rent a telehandler, and this is a 6042, which is capable of lifting 6,000 pounds, 42 feet in the air. That's going to help with setting the arches and then also the garage doors. Since it was rented for the day, I figured I'd play with it. If you find any of the content on my channel interesting, please think about liking and subscribing. It helps me out. The garage and 4 employees showed up exactly at 7 o'clock like they said, and they got to work right away. These 4 guys were like machines. They didn't listen to music unless I provided it later on. They didn't talk. They didn't take any breaks. They just worked. The directions were to pour the slab exactly at 30 by 50, and the building was designed to fit exactly on it with no overhang. This was to help prevent leaks. Everything was pre-cut at the factory and then tap-conned in with these 6-inch long concrete anchors. All the bracing on the perimeter was doubled up and welded together, and the telehandler was going to be used to lift everything into place, and it would fit over top of those supports. Then it would all be bolted together. These are the 12-foot wide, 14-foot tall garage doors that are going to be installed later. Good. The roof trusses came prefabricated, but they still had to bolt the legs on site. Legs are bolted in here as well as side bracing. As I was standing here filming, I noticed that they were about to rip one of them down with the forks. So I told them to stop. They probably would have seen that, but that would have been a pain in the butt to fix. The process is repeated until all of the uprights are in place. It took them about an hour and a half to do this. The long diagonal pieces are just temporary braces to keep everything square and plumb. They actually use a laser, and everything was within probably 1/8 of an inch, if not less. I believe that this is the OSHA-approved method of hoisting a worker to the top to remove the strap and to put in some screws. It's time to put in the 2 doors and the 2 windows. We have a person door, or whatever they're called, on the back and also on the side, which will allow for some airflow. And we also have on the north and the south side 36-inch windows that are hurricane impact glass. Now they're putting in the uprights where the roll-up doors are going to go, as well as welding brackets onto the top that the garage door mechanism is going to hang off of. About an hour later, they had already started putting the sides on with 1,000,000 screws, and they actually use a chalk line to make sure that all the screws are perfectly in line, which is a nice touch. Here I used time-lapse to just show how efficiently they work. Everybody is doing something, and there's no wasted time or effort or anything. These guys were really, really good. The whole building was built in about 16 hours. Now they're doing the overhangs, which I would call soffitting, but I don't know what they're actually called. And then they're going to put the roof panels on. Surprisingly, they just climbed up on a ladder and did it. They didn't use the lift. And here the ratcheting straps hold everything nice and square. Now they're going to use the telehandler to set both of the garage doors. They were very cautious to make sure nothing got scratched, and they wiped everything off if it touched the dirt. They just took a lot of pride in what they were doing. The garage company does offer automatic garage door openers at an extra cost, but I just opted for the chain hoist. Number one, we didn't have electricity in the building yet, and number two, it's really not that difficult to raise and lower them, plus they can be locked pretty securely. The last thing is securing the garage door tracks with a bunch more screws. Now the best part, you get to start putting stuff in the garage. Here comes Fin and Tonic, followed by UCO. Next I'm going to have to build workbenches and some shelving. Thanks for watching.